Hello everybody, welcome to the Simcade League YouTube channel for tonight's Group 3 race. Before we get started with tonight's qualifying and race, we are going to show you what happened last week in Simcade League. Oh, and he spins! Hello everybody, welcome to Simcade League. And we're at St. Croix. We're doing the B circuit for tonight. Here we go. V2 to Cornish. To Last Ninja Cow. A great qualifying from Last Ninja Cow. Here we go. V2 leads them off. He's got a good start there. Nice, clean getaway. And TG, who started in fourth. A good quality from him as well. Into the first corner they go. TG has a bit of a clatter into the side of Cornish, I believe. And V2's already away from the rest of them. Yes, TG and Cornish came together. Fenton up into third. Cornish is coming back through. Behind them is Gr4. I believe it's his first race. Certainly he hasn't been here every week. V2's already got 3 seconds on the rest of the guys. What an incredible start he got. But there's such a big pack behind him. Last Ninja Cow up into second, Cornish in third, and what's going on in the back? TG's around. Oh, I thought I saw someone going around and it was TG up the top. V2 6 seconds away already. He's going 3 seconds quicker a lap than the rest of the pack. Incredible, absolutely incredible. Fenton said he hadn't done any practice, so he'll be relatively happy with 4 and C. Now we've not checked on tyres, and Gr4 is on the mediums opposed to what Hip is doing on the softs. We have Fenton on the mediums too. We also have Cornish on the mediums. Last Ninja Cow started on the quicker tyre, and so has V2. And Tom is right on the back of him. Oh, and HL goes off to the left and into the wall, and he's just having a miserable old time here. We also have V2, who seems to be doing actually a lot better on the tailway. Oh, and he spins, and V2's nearly ended up in the pits. Oh, and that's a big mistake for V2. It's not like him, and this is going to open up the race right here. He can't get going again. Ninja is in the pits. Cornish is going to come through to take the lead. Yes, he does. A big mistake from our championship leader. And he's got close on the exit of that final corner a few times when I've been watching him, and that time he just took it too much onto the grass. So Cornish has a big opportunity here now. He's on the mediums, he's in the lead. I'm not entirely sure. V2, he's gonna come into the pits, and he's gonna have to cool down because he's had a big mistake for him, and it's gonna put him under some pressure here. V2 is back out now. No penalty for him, into 5th place. And he's got work to do. He's got to clear a lot of these drivers. He has Last Ninja Cow ahead of him, who pitted in the lap previous. Hoping happens soon. Now Cornish is in the pits to change onto his soft tyres, which means he's gonna get a few laps on the softs. Fenton goes through into the lead. Is this going to put Cornish out ahead of V2 still? Yes, V2 is right there with him, and he's having a look. Can he get past Cornish as Cornish has just come out of the pit lane? He's right on his backside. He's there. He's all over him. V2. And you can see we've got 4 cars very close. Jay's going to have a look to have a go back at Last Ninja Cow. He's side by side with him. Oh, it's really, really risky going 3 wide through there, flat out. And then 3 wide again into this really difficult corner. And they all do pretty well. Cornish overtakes Last Ninja Cow. A great move from Cornish, benefiting from Jay and Last Ninja Cow having a little bit of a fight. And Cornish is in net P1 here. You can't write any of these three off. This is going to be an epic end to this race in our featured series. Last Ninja Cow takes a lot of grass, but I think that's okay. No, V2's going to overtake for second. And I said, will the pressure get to Last Ninja Cow? Well, it has, and it's allowed V2 back up to second. Now V2 is through and hoping to get on to the back of Cornish. V2 gets wide. Takes a bit of the grass, but it was just on the limit. Here he comes around the final corner. We have another winner of a Group 3 race. Cornish wins. And V2 takes second. Last Ninja Cow gets another third position. He's picking up them thirds this season. Good going from him. Fenton in fourth. A good result for Fenton considering his lack of practice this week. And HL did well to battle back through and claim some points. Jay, well done to him. And I need to go and lie down. That was good. That was interesting. Well, there you have it, guys. That is round 4 of our Group 3 series. What a race we had there. And that is all for tonight. We will see you again very soon. Well, there you have it, guys. That was last week's action, and here we are at Daytona with a couple of drivers off track already. The qualifying has begun. The drivers have now got 15 minutes to complete their qualifying laps. And we have a nice, as I say, night time. Hopefully it's going to transition as well, so this will look pretty cool, I think, on stream. Hope everybody's well tonight. This is our featured race, the Group 3 race. We do have another stream planned immediately following this one for the Mégane Cup, which is going to be a point of view stream from one of our drivers. And of course we are racing in aid of Combat Stress, and we have our league sponsor Takona as well. Check out everything you need to know about those guys in the description box. Okay, the lobby has been reset. This is time to go for the proper qualifying. I thought that was qualifying, but it's not. This is qualifying. Well, let's get into spectate. And we're on board with the championship leader V2. As he gets out on his outlap. So as you can see, we're starting a little bit lighter out there, and it's going to transition into the night. Very nice. It's going to look great. And we'll stay on board with V2. As I say, he is the leader of both of our formats. He does have a nice 22-point cushion on second place here in our Group 3 league. The drivers are going to do 15 laps of Daytona, the road course configuration. And V2 starts his flying lap. So what can V2 pull off? A lot of the drivers using their Joker cars tonight, their wild cards for tonight's race. Many of them deciding that it would be better to switch from their season cars. They are allowed one swap in the season for one race only, and then they must use their main car for the other tracks. Now V2, I've seen him here really get close to this wall. A lovely exit though. Keeping it nice and controlled through and down to the tricky chicane. We've had a lot of tricky chicanes this season. You can very easily get a penalty from that section of the track. V2 made it look pretty simple. Now he heads down to the line. So this is going to be the first lap set, and it is a 1:44.4. Who's next on track? It is Gr4, but unfortunately he's picked up a 1.5 second penalty, meaning his lap will not count. So TG is the next driver that we'll see come to the line, but he's been followed closely by Last Ninja Cow and HL, all on their hot laps, I believe. Yes, they are. Will anyone get a slipstream here? It's quite possible that one of the cars may. You see there the Takona logo on the side of TG's car, and he sets a 48. Ninja goes quicker with a 45.4. HL down with a 46. Is anyone else going to put themselves up there? Fenton quite off the pace there on his first lap. Hip puts himself up into 4th position. Hip, as you remember, had a strong race a couple of rounds ago. Mikey goes into 6th, a solid lap from Mikey. AJ and Cornish yet to get around. Gr4, of course, had his lap time deleted, and I feel like he will suffer that penalty time as well. So this lap's not going to be a good one for Gr4. Cornish, he had a win last time out, and can he do it again? He's raced a race less this season. But he's right up there, up in 2nd place actually, I believe, in the standings. 2 points ahead of Lance Fenton. It's actually really close between Cornish, Lance, HL, Ninja for 2nd spot in the league. And Cornish bails. So let's go back to the top runners. We can see that V2 managed to knock off 4 tenths to go even quicker. HL's put himself into 2nd spot, 2nd down. Now I recall when we raced here in the Radicals, I believe HL had a really strong race that day, but I'm not 100% sure. We do race very often here on Simcade League. You can catch us Thursday nights for F1 22, Friday nights for Gran Turismo, obviously, as we are now, and every other Sunday for Assetto Corsa Competizione. Lots and lots of racing going on. Make sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell. You'll never miss a live stream or an upload if you've got that switched on. HL, half a second down here. Who's that following him? Is that Cornish? Yes, it is Cornish following HL. So again, will the slipstream come into... Oh, it's an outlap, I've just realised. No good then to him. AJ Dude in his red, black and white livery. Is looking to get himself moving up. Hasn't had the best of times this season. I know him, you know, I know AJ, he probably doesn't mind, but in the same sense, I know that he's a competitive driver and deep down will be wanting to move up the rankings. We'll see what AJ does go ahead and stick on the board here. Mikey's serving a penalty ahead of him, so he's going to run into traffic here, is AJ, but just gets to the line before that happens. Puts himself 7th in the standings. So Last Ninja Cow's on a new outlap. The tyre wear has been upped for tonight, as the reports I got from the drivers was this isn't too bad on tyre wear here at Daytona, so it's been slightly upped just to make things interesting. Now Fenton sits in 3rd and he's just behind HL's time there. Nothing in it at all. Rocking a special livery tonight in honour of Daytona. And he is up on his lap, and it would put him 2nd as things stand. The guys have got 3 or so minutes to go here to stick a lap in. And now Lance has lost it through there. Cornish has put himself into 2nd. We haven't seen that, but I did say, you know, he won last week. And he's getting up to speed with Gran Turismo. One of our faster drivers in our F1 league. Started to get the handle of this game. He's 3/10 up here. HL is gonna be in his way though. Love how the brakes light up in the dark here at Daytona. HL's decided to get out of the way. Good on him. Benton up into 3rd, but that's probably because HL has gone to the pits. And yes, Cornish is still 3/10 up. It's not going to be good enough to put him on pole, but it will hopefully lock in a 2nd place on the grid. Lost a little bit of time through the loop. Now coming up to the chicane, the tricky part of the track. Back up to nearly 4/10 up. What's it going to do for him? It was about 3/10, so V2 looks to be starting in 1st position once again here in Simcade League for Gran Turismo. Not long left now in qualifying. Anybody else pushing? Cornish on another run. HL on on an outlap. He's not going to get that lap in. Fenton's burning his tyres up out on the grass. AJ down in 9th currently. Light Crier up to 5th. Oh no, that's 6th because of Fenton being in the pit. V2 with a penalty there. Interesting. And we are going to have to call time on quali here. And I believe the drivers may have been told to get in and change their tyres. We have a ready from Cornish. Who's out on track? Mikey. The guys are spamming chat. They're a funny bunch. We've got a pit stop in action. Not sure what the hold-up is. There we go, we're ready for our race here at Daytona. Don't want to be in there. We're ready to go. 15 laps of the road course. What will happen this week on Simcade League? Here we go. And we're away on board with Fenton. Gets a great start. Up the inside of Cornish into 3rd. Good move from Fenton early on. A fantastic start. Caught Cornish napping. Now this is where the drivers have to be careful. Don't want anyone colliding with anyone into turn 1, but they're through. And Ninja has managed to sneak up the inside of Fenton, but Fenton fends him off, gets the better exit. And Ninja's still there. He's still pestering. Fenton and Ninja side by side, battle on for 3rd here. Ninja, who's been picking up podiums this season at an impressive rate, wants another, and he's looking for the move early. Cornish down to 5th, a poor start for Cornish. And again, it's going to be interesting to see the strategies here from the drivers. Ninja now side by side with Fenton again. Now this is not the best spot to go side by side, but Ninja manages to pull through. Goes up into 3rd place. Everybody goes steady. AJ's overshot it by the looks of it. manages to stay relatively in control. Hip in 6th place. And V2 1.5 seconds in front already. And we've got a penalty for Ninja, half a second, so he must have cut the corner coming out of the chicane bit of the track. There's like a weird line that you don't always quite notice. And Ninja and Cornish have both gone very deep. AJ goes deep as well. That was a big mistake. Missed braking zone. And that promotes Fenton up into 3rd, although he had already made that because Ninja had a penalty. So disappointing for Ninja, who had a really good, strong opening lap. But Fenton, HL and V2, the familiar front 3 when they're all racing, are the front 3 once again. Fenton is pressing HL. He's within a second of his fellow Irishman. Hip has fallen down to 8th, so must have had an issue. Gr4 into 6th now. AJ Dude moves up though into 6th. I saw on the time board there. As we saw last week, anything can happen in these races. V2 had a big mistake, leaving the win, the race win, wide open for a couple of others. Despite his early dominance, he's pulling out ahead of these guys. But he has to be perfect. Fastest lap is V2, 1:44.7. We saw him go much quicker in quali. Is he on the mediums? No, he's on the softs. Oh, and he's nearly sent it round, and I was saying it will just take one mistake. He held on very well there, lost around a second of his lead, and once again I flick over to watch V2 and he makes an error. Oh, he's certainly not my friend when that happens. But he has still maintained the gap. And he's starting to put the time back on. May have scrubbed his tyres a bit there. HL leads from Ninja Cow now, so Fenton must have had a problem. And he's positioned in a Ninja Cornish sandwich. Ninja's on a personal best run here, up over a second on his previous. Penalty though for Ninja, he's got a penalty in the same spot again. That's going to let Fenton through. It lets Cornish through. Cornish on the back of Fenton. HL is dropped back. Oh, and Cornish has gone very, very deep through 2 cars and drops down to 4th. He had an opportunity to steal 2nd, and it all went terribly wrong. So HL and Cornish battling here. Sorry, Ninja and Cornish. Ninja gets round Cornish. Back up to 4th, but Ninja's... Oh, he spun it. He spun it. Last Ninja Cow has spun the car. His Ford GT is on the grass. And that's a big, big disappointment. AJ promoted up to 5th. Hit back up to 6th. And AJ will be smiling at his fellow admin's misfortune. getting up into the points. A lot of these guys do sit in party chat. Hip under pressure from Gr4 though. Let's go on board with this. Gr4 making the move. A little bit janky there. A little bit of desync going on maybe. Gets the move done on Hip's Viper. Hip tucks in underneath. Personal best for Hip. Into turn 1. He's down to 7th. AJ just ahead of these two. Lots of fights on track, which is good to see. Many of the drivers bunched together and moves being made. AJ's cut over that curb massively, got really unsettled there. And you're seeing his time disappear. Gr4 is going to be up and onto the back of AJ very soon. AJ goes deep though, exiting onto the loop, but he's alright. He's fending off Liar and Hip. Let's have a look with Ninja Cow. Had a very, very big spin onto the grass. Changed his livery this week as well to make things easier for me, bless him. Gone with a more blue and white look. Still the Simcade orange there on the car though. That looks really nice lit up, doesn't it? That Ford. Now then, AJ has lost out to Liar, but he's coming back at him. Interesting line from AJ here. Liar's gone deep. AJ's back through to 5th. A lot of mistakes happening at turn 1. Now then, let's look at the front runners. We've got V2 is 8 seconds nearly in front. Is running the softs. Lance on the mediums, closely followed by HL, also on the mediums. So those two running pretty similar. Cornish is running the mediums too. AJ on the mediums. Gr4 on the mediums. What did last Ninja Cow start with? He went with the mediums too. His tyre wear seems to be a bit more advantageous than some of the other cars on the grid. But those softs for V2, I think, might get him to lap 7. And he's going to be looking at getting in and getting on his mediums. The drivers are required to change tyre, so they can start on the mediums, switch to the softs, start on the softs and switch to the mediums. It's up to them. And there's such a pack of cars here. AJ, Gr4, Hip, last Ninja Cow. 4 cars very close together. This is where the action is. Further up, we've got HL and Fenton, of course, both battling it out. And then at the back, we can see 2 cars close together as well. Oh, and HL's hit the barrier. He's hit the tyres in front of the wall. Did he hit Cornish there when Cornish came through? That's a big mistake from HL. Cornish up to 3rd. Fenton survived the onslaught from HL, who unfortunately made a bit of a miscalculation going into turn 1. It is catching a lot of the drivers out here. It really is. So Fenton up to 2nd, 8 seconds back on V2. Oh, and who's that off? It's Cornish off now. Oh no. HL's back up to third. Cornish slid off into the grass. And HL himself, making a mistake previously, will be smiling under that helmet and thinking, whew, I've got to let off. So Hips up to 5th. Ninja Cow in 6th. AJ must have had issues. So must Liarcry. Have they had a coming together? Because they've been together for a few laps now, and they've both moved down a couple of places. Because Liarcry is seemingly have a few issues there with the... Looks like desync, and this looks like it could be... Ooh, it was okay in the end. And AJ's down to 8th, so he was 5th a lap ago. He's down to 8th. Now, Last Ninja Cow is attempting to go round the outside of Hip. And he has got it done. Can Hip come back at him? Hip's going into the pits. Hip's had enough of the mediums. That seems like an early pit. That seems like a very early pit stop on the mediums. But we'll see. V2 also came in, as I predicted. And now he goes out onto the medium compound. He's down in 4th. He's got cars in front of him to clear, but they also will need to pit themselves. I feel like Hip's pit way too early there. He thinks he can do... What would it be? 8 laps on the soft tyre. I'm not so sure, but maybe he can. Maybe he knows something I don't. So here is the championship leader, V2, chasing down Cornish. Already taken some time away from Cornish. 3 seconds is the gap. 9 seconds to the lead. It'd be interesting to see when the other drivers do decide to pit. When will that be? We shall see. Apologies if you can hear banging in the background. It is bonfire night tomorrow night, and the fireworks are already going in my neighbourhood. So I've got that to deal with all night long. It's going to be fun. And HL has come in to make his pit stop now, so V2 is back into the podium positions. Has he gone deep there? No, he's okay. He's kept it controlled. Sometimes the camera angles are a little bit deceiving. Cornish is 6 seconds back on Fenton. Now, when are these two going to pit? I would imagine it will be soon. I think we may see Fenton stopping this lap, quite possibly. So he's coming round to the pit lane and the start finish. Will he go in to the pits? Yes, in he goes. So he will go onto the softs. Cornish is going to stay out or go in? Go in. And V2 is back in the lead of the race under the pit stops. So now, the interesting thing we will see here is that Cornish and Fenton and Ninja are all going to be on the faster tyre. So what can they do? We know that V2 is a beast. Can Fenton close the gap? The lead is around 9.5 seconds. So under pit stops, I believe V2 has gained a little bit of time on his rivals here. 10 seconds out in front. With 5 and a bit laps to go. I'm not sure that the drivers will be able to go fast enough to catch V2. Another dominant display from him. But Fenton lives in hope of another mistake from V2, like we saw last week. You do never ever know with this game, with racing. It can all happen. And Cornish on the hunt for HL. Some of these cars degrade their tyres quicker than the others. All these little factors could come into it. Hip running in 5th currently. And he does have Last Ninja Cow hot in pursuit. Things have settled down somewhat here in the race. Camera angle's really confusing into turn 1 because it looks like the guys are going too deep, but they're not. Fenton has managed to gain some time back on V2 here. Nearly a second. Which will be encouraging for him to see. Yeah, we can see Fenton is putting in good times here, good sectors. He's pushing on these fresh softs. But V2 is just keeping him at bay. So the Corvette of V2 heads down to turn 1. It hasn't caught this man out today. He did have an incident himself a little further along the track. Could it be turn 1? No, smooth as you like through there. Really controlled. Lovely angle and lovely shot of the car going through there. Really nice. So the closest battle is Cornish and HL on track right now. Actually, that could be a lie. It could be Hip and Last Ninja Cow. I think it is. Let's stay on board with these two then. Last Ninja Cow. Whoa! A very deep lunge there, kept on the brakes long enough to avoid any accidents. Hip kicking up grass onto the track. He's feeling the pressure maybe here. Still about a second between these two. Last Ninja Cow is all over Hip, and you can see the beneficial tyre wear. I'm not sure what lap Hip went in. Oh, Hip went in early, didn't he? Remember, earlier in the race, a very early pit stop from Hip. And Ninja's all over the back of him. He's got to get this through here. Hip moves wide. Try to keep for the beneficial line, but Last Ninja Cow just had more than enough and sees that move through. Ninja up to 5th. Will he get a penalty here again? I think he's all right. So can Hip stay with him? An opportunity may arise. And back on board now with Cornish, who is within half a second of HL. So one battle rages on. Further back, another begins. Ooh, HL's gone very wide there. That's allowed Cornish an opportunity here. HL parking it though, keeping Cornish back, but we head onto the loop and then the straight, and Cornish is within striking zone. Sparks flying on the track. Cornish goes round the outside and back up into 3rd position, back on the podium. He's having a good season, I think. Fenton will be pleased with tonight's performance, I feel. He did say to me before the race that he was feeling good about tonight. Track that he knows really well. But the man at the front is just on another level at the minute. He really is. You can hardly see his car with it being dark. Very nice livery. And he's actually on a personal best, sorry, a fastest lap run here. Cornish currently has the fastest lap himself. But V2 looking to beat that. On the penultimate lap here of round 5 of Simcade League's Gran Turismo Group 3 season. And as I say, following this stream, there will be the Mégane Cup here on the channel. So make sure to subscribe and get the notification when that goes live. It's going to go live immediately following this race and the interviews that we do. I will post the link in chat so that you can go directly over there. V2 is going to start the final lap. Cornish is back down to 4th, so HL's managed to get back on him. These two are going to battle into the last lap. Cornish looking to make the move again. As they go over the line, he does get up into 3rd. Go careful through here, guys. They do. HL gets a much tighter line out of turn 1, back into 3rd. They're really going at it, these two. Last Ninja Cow and Hip, they've kind of finished their battle. You see the planes there taking off in the background as Cornish and HL continue this fight for 3rd. They want to be on the last step. And Cornish making the move, gets it done. Oh, but there's a bit of argy-bargy through. Oh, and they've touched. They're side to side. Doors are clanging together. They're side by side all the way round here. V2 has won another race in Simcade League. HL's dropped back behind Cornish. This is a race to the line here for third. Fenton finishes second. Cornish looks like he might just get this done. Oh, and HL's wobbling all over the road. And Cornish does grab third place. HL in fourth. He was desperate to get the overtake there, but he just couldn't grab it. It looks like Ninja's going to take fifth, with Hip scoring more points in this season. Well done to those drivers that have scored points tonight. And Hip did get those tyres to the end, so the early pit stop, he obviously knew that he could get the tyres there to the end. Good on him. Firecryer comes seventh. Where did AJ finish up? Looks like we lost AJ mid-race. TG 8th, and Mikey's going to come home in 9th if he can get to the line in time. Time for interviews of the top three. So we will go to our post-race screen. Mikey will finish in 9th. And I wait the drivers for a chat. Bear with me a minute, guys. I have to switch my headphones over. The drivers are ready and waiting for me. You can probably hear them in the background. I can't currently hear them, but hopefully now I can. V2.
Hello, hello.
Cornish and Lance. Hello, guys. Well, let's talk to V2 once again. Back to winning ways. Do we have V2?
He's in here. He's just unmuted himself. I just don't think he's talking. He might be. He might not be plugged in, bless him.
Yeah.
Tell you what then, let's go third to first instead.
Happy days.
Cornish, third place.
Take it, mate.
That was a bit of a scramble on the last lap between you and HL.
Oh, it was fun though. It was fun.
There was a bit of a door banging at one point, I noticed.
Was that on the straight leading to the line?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. I hugged the inside as much as I could, and I think he wanted to sneak up just at the end. I just think I had too much straight line speed.
We can hear you now, V2.
Slipstream.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead.
Don't worry. Yeah, Cornish and I noticed like HL was desperately trying. He was swerving sort of at the back of you, like left and right, and just trying to look for an opportunity, but you just held him off.
Yeah, the top end in the Supra, it helped me out a lot tonight. That's for sure. Got me back into racing packs when I was 3 or 4 seconds off, and I had to close up a bit of distance. It helped. Starting on the mediums was a bit rogue. I had a dodgy start as well.
You did have a dodgy start, yes.
Bit of a mare with Ninja as well in one of the laps. Ninja went round at the end of the first sector. I tried to avoid him, slowed down, lost a load of time. But after that, managed to get my head down, put in some consistent laps, chuck the softs on, and yeah, managed to scrape a podium, which I'll happily take.
Yeah, well done, mate.
The boys up front were just too fast. Tonight.
You're having a decent season, I think.
Oh, I'm very pleased with how it's going so far. I didn't think I'd get a race win, managed to pikey one last week, and now today a podium. I'll happily take it.
Right, well done, mate.
Thank you, guys. Cheers.
Okay, we'll talk to Lance next, who finished second.
Hello.
Hello, Lance. You know, you did say to me before the race, it's a track that you feel confident on and you know it, and I think it showed.
Yeah, dead right. The car hasn't been particularly good this season, so to get anywhere in the podium is definitely a godsend.
Bit more like your old
just
self, I thought tonight.
exactly. Everything fell into place, but like V2 was just on another level. I could not get near him.
Yeah, I think I said the exact same thing in commentary, to be honest.
Exactly. Like his medium pace was my soft pace. I was on my limit. I couldn't get near him.
I think you did
It's
close
astonishing.
a little bit, but you just didn't have the laps. You would have needed a lot more, and the tyres to stay forever. So
exactly, and the car is much better on the mediums, to be perfectly honest. But I couldn't match V2 at all, even anywhere.
Yeah,
it was astonishing.
But on the podium, bud.
Exactly. I'll take what I can get. This season is a bit of a challenge, but look, second is definitely better than I expected. So.
Okay. Well done on your race.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll move on to V2, the winner of the race, and back to winning ways, buddy.
Yeah, I did this race exactly what I said I would do in the other race, which is just turn on managing mode. The thing that scared me the most during the race was that I didn't know what tire everyone else was on. Even though we can check in the lobby before starting the race, but I wasn't looking, so I didn't know. And I was thinking that I was getting away, but then I thought that the thought crossed my mind that maybe they were on mediums, and I think they were, because when they were pit stopping, I saw them entering with mediums and switching to soft. So at that point, I'm like, well, that's why I'm gaining on them, and they probably can gain the same on me when they switch to soft. But I was very surprised to see that was not the case. And to be perfectly honest, I don't know where all that pace came from. Literally decided on going with the Jaguar like hours before the race.
Yeah.
I've been practicing all the time I've been putting into practice was with the McLaren. And with the McLaren, it was very hard to get into the high 44s. I tried other cars, but I wasn't very successful, even with the Jaguar. So I thought that maybe the problem was another one, and I decided to try and take some different lines with different cars. That's what I was doing like 2 hours before the race, and I think the Jag was what suited more my driving style and this track as well. So that's why I went with the Jag. So yeah, it was a smooth race for me because I was able to get pole. I was able to get away nicely. No one came after me to stay on the slipstream, and then it was just trying to manage the race. The most troublesome time, which I already told you, was after their pit stops, but
you had a moment.
Okay.
You had a moment though.
Yeah, and I bet you
to
just switched to my camera in that moment.
Honestly,
yeah,
it's
crazy.
Of
course you did. Of course you did.
I was laughing my head off on the stream, man. I hadn't really looked at you because you were that far ahead. I was like, oh, let's just check in. And then I was like, no way.
It's always the first time you check on me. It's always the time when I go off.
But it wasn't too bad, was it? You didn't lose out too much.
I was just lucky. To be honest, I was just lucky with that incident. Just to explain what happened, I'm using the lip camera now.
Okay.
Because I have the radar in the middle, and I think it's better for a little bit of situational awareness. And it's sometimes hard to gauge where exactly your tire is touching. So literally what happened was I just went a little bit to the left, a little bit too far to the left, and when I started braking, just as I started braking, I touched the grass. So I went Tokyo Drift the first corner. Luckily, it was a good drift, and I was looking at the time, and I didn't even lose any time. So yeah, the only thing I lost was a little bit of rubber in that corner, but yeah, that was lucky, very lucky. That would have been the end of the race for me.
Well, it went sideways on you last week, and this week it went another way. So
yeah.
Well, congratulations, buddy.
Yeah, thank you. And congratulations to the boys for P2 and P3 as well.
Yeah,
You guys
congrats.
were on fire as well.
Rapid.
Hey,
Love it.
if we were on fire, you were completely exploding.
You were white hot, mate, illegally. It's unbelievable.
There's something in your Weetabix.
We have to do a drug test at the end of the season.
Dead right. Dead right.
Okay, boys, I'm going to close the stream out, but you guys are doing the Mégane Cup. It's going to be a fresh stream, so I'll catch you guys later.
Cheers, guys. Have a good evening.
Jack. Bye-bye.
Legends.
Bye.
Have a good one.
So there you have it, guys. That is the end of our Group 3 race at Daytona for round 5 of the Simcade League on Gran Turismo 7. We are going to immediately switch over to another stream now of the Mégane Cup at the same track. I'm posting the link in the chat right now if you want to go and watch that one live. Point of view stream, I believe, with our driver Ninja tonight. And it should be an enjoyable watch. If that was anything to go by, you should see some close action in the Méganes. I'm going to leave you right now. I hope you enjoy the rest of your night. Remember to subscribe to the channel and never miss any of our uploads or our live streams. See you later, guys.